Hello again everyone, Saka here and welcome back to American Truck Simulator, and we are here at the Sell Goods for our next run. We do have a double and it's refrigerated or frozen in this case. Let's go ahead and take a world map look. We are in Lamar. We'll be making our way west on the 50 to Pueblo to the Walmart over there, so a pretty quick trip. 135 miles, but that is the next town that we have not seen. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this baby in gear and get rolling. So it's 5:56 in the morning. We did sleep and we got some fuel, if you'll know, so we are all set to do a few runs today, especially if we can get to Pueblo nice and quickly. Looks like we'll be hopping on the highway just here in a minute. Wait for this gate to open and on through we go. Now, since we haven't seen this road here to the left, let's go ahead and take that one, shall we? So we'll just head left here and then make a right. Okay, so we didn't see either road, so we'll be making our way on over here. And we didn't short that corner that time. Outstanding. Well, thank you again for tuning in to American Truck Sim. It's been a decent week, all things considered. No complaints from me. Yeah, it's just been recording, doing a lot of good work. Oh, good. We shall. Oh, we got a little bit of a traffic jam here. Let's just go first gear and... Alright, so you're in the far lane. We'll just stick to the near lane. That is fine. Go ahead and get on up to speed. And it's always a good day when you can pass those way stations. So I don't know how many of you that watch the American Truck Sim videos tune in to my other series, but I've noticed that my Crusader Kings 3 playthrough is doing pretty decent by my standards. So if you have tuned into CK3, thank you. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And one experiment that I did see that you may have seen on your community tab was the Spiffing Brit, who is known for his breaking of games, like, you know, not consoling in and cheating that way, but basically finding all of the little things that the game gives you bonuses for and whatnot, and he just finds a way to compound all of those bonuses into something really, really crazy. So he did a YouTube video where he basically asked, is the YouTube community tab broken? And he basically made a poll with a bunch of keywords in the description of the poll, and people voting to say, I don't even know who you are. And there were a couple people that voted on my poll that said, I don't even know who you are. So, you know, it reached out and touched somebody. But if you did vote on that community poll, thank you so much. Don't even know if it was going to work, but it was worth a shot. Even if just one new person sees my stuff and is interested, then it is all good. What is not all good here is this traffic jam that we have in front of us. So it looks like we have several trucks peeing on the wheels of progress here, although these corners do look pretty sharp. Not gonna lie, we're gonna try to keep our trailers in our lane. Or in the army, watch your lane. So we'll be sure not to short anybody if they are coming around that big old corner. And we haven't been on this road before. Was that Arkansas River? No. It would be way too far to be the Arkansas River, but we're in Las Animas at 3901 feet, because that extra foot is very important. And let's just take a gander while we're here at the stoplight. Let's see what we can see. Huh. Not much, all things considered, but a nice community nonetheless. It reminds me of my hometown. Not the architecture, but basically the size and one or two traffic lights in the entire town. Now, of course, American Truck is scaled, so this town may be actually pretty decent in size. I don't know if I saw that truck knock something over or if that was a shadow that was playing tricks on me. Could have been the shadow because the shadow is moving on that white building over there. It looked like he knocked something down, so let's try not to do that as we round this right-hand corner. Doesn't seem like much of a highway if I am honest. We're on Highway 50, but it cuts right through this town. Very similar to my hometown, as I had said. Must be a courthouse or a train station. I imagine trains were pretty big out here. Oh, with the Transcontinental Railroad and all that stuff coming out to Colorado. I kind of wish, well, not kinda, I do wish that the United States had a more fleshed out public transport system interstate-wise. You've got the Amtrak's in the Northeast Corridor that is a pretty heavy passenger line. But once you go west, it's like there's no passenger trains really. Not that I'm aware of anyway. If you know of any passenger train services out here in Colorado, let me know. But it's not something that you see too awful much, and it would be like really cool if we had like a high-speed train line that you could like get on in a major city and just go west and just blast through the Great Plains at 300 miles an hour. That'd be pretty cool. Alright, gotta slow down here into another part of town. So it's like the town didn't end down to 35, but a nice small town feel. Let's see if we can hit these green lights. Would be very cool if we did. Change, please. Trinidad and Tobago. Are we gonna get lucky? Yes. Passing Grant Avenue. I imagine most towns have streets named after presidents, assuming that was named after Ulysses S. Grant. I'm sure it would. Yeah, let's put her on 35 and coast. But very cool architecture around here for sure. All right, up to 45, that's what I like to see. Burger joints, taco, and nice open farmland, it looks like. Pretty cool stuff. And speaking of farmland, I haven't gotten the new FS19 soil sampling sort of pack that was released in conjunction with, crap, I don't remember which organization it was, but, you know, their goal is to make sure that that soil is top-notch, that they can assist farmers in what crops to plant or how to get their soil the best it can possibly be. And it seems like a pretty cool idea, but I don't know if I want to put that much work into FS19. Busted. Don't let me catch you spading again. Because it's 801. I don't think that would be a DUI. But I don't know. The state of the world that we're in, that might be a DUI at 8 in the morning. We're sober, though. Yeah, I like this sort of elevated banked turn. It kind of reminds me of old racetracks, like old Darlington and whatnot. Like, you can run up the bank and there's just like a guardrail there, and if you screw up, you fly through the guardrail and off the back of the banking and into the parking lot. I would say those are the days of NASCAR, but it is entirely unsafe to go careening out into a parking lot by any stretch of the imagination. I'm glad there are some safety implications that have been ironed out in the last 20 years. Speaking of which, this coming week should be the kickoff of the new NASCAR Racing 2003 season with myself and Brandon. He's been working on getting some 2021 cars off of the internet, and a comment was posted on my winter testing video that there is a better Daytona road course. So I'm going to see if I can find that before we actually do the work for the Clash. But racing is right around the corner, at least in NASCAR terms. I believe Formula One is still starting in March, but they're not starting in Australia as they normally do, which At least they should get a Grand Prix in this year. It's a little bit later. And I just have the question of, do I want to try to make it to COTA for the US Grand Prix in, shoot, what is that? I'm getting the Cup race mixed up with the Grand Prix. One of them is in May, and I do believe that's the inaugural Cup race at COTA. So I could make my way for that race and then make my way back to Formula One, but it just comes down to, one, what's the state of the country as far as travel is concerned, and two, do I have the vacation time to take? I've been at my current job just crossing 5 years next month, and at the 5-year mark you get 3 weeks of paid vacation to take over the course of the year. So, you know, I could, hey, there's Pueblo, we've made it. So I might be able to snag a 3 or 4 day weekend on those race weekends, save a week for Christmas, as I normally do. Thanksgiving really isn't that big of a deal. The place is basically closed, so you don't need to take a vacation that day, but Christmas is one of those things where like a lot of maintenance happens when everyone is celebrating the holidays. A lot of machines can finally get their yearly checks and services, so people do need to be there. So it's one of those things I like to request it off just because. Plus, I mean, if I just take it off, it wouldn't be paid. So it's always nice to get paid. Alright, just a few more turns and we're in Pueblo. Only a skosh of tiredness and only a skosh of fuel. We're sipping that fuel. So hopefully we can get a run out of Pueblo for next week and go to another town that we have not been. So the Walmart's to the right. We've got the Colorado State University Pueblo. Alright, we're yielding here. Looking good on the left. Let's go ahead and jump out there. Haha! And then a right turn into the Walmart, and because we got a double, we should be pulling in fairly straight. Alright, so it's just a question of where they want us in what direction. It's going to be on the backside, and boy, that's a Walmart if I've ever seen it, with those two entrances like that. Our local Walmart has a Subway right there. There would be a Home Depot right over here. And if my hometown is going to be coming in American truck, that will be curious to see, of course, how realistic it is. They'll probably get the feel, but they won't get the exact buildings, but that is a long way away. They need to make their way all the way to the Midwest, and they've got Wyoming and Texas to do, and then they got to get through, Iowa and Missouri, Kansas, all those places, Illinois. And then finally they'll make their way to the Hoosier State and do Indiana. All right, we should be good to roll on up here. There we go. Drop the landing gear and get paid, son. So there's our 136 miles. Took us 3 hours to get there. $6,700, but we aren't worried about money. All right, let's go ahead and just take a look at the job market out of here. See where we can go from Pueblo. We can go back to Lamar. Fort Collins we've already been. Sterling we've already been. So it might be tough to get a job out of this place. But we do need to go south to Alamosa. We got Durango, Montrose, Wrangley, Steamboat Springs. That sounds like a pretty cool town. But if we can get a southwest and then a north run, loop something like that, we might have to get back to Colorado Springs. So there is a Colorado Springs to Alamosa, but it expires in 14 minutes. That may be our best chance if we head back up north to Colorado Springs. But that will do it for me in this episode of American Truck Sim, everyone. Thank you again for riding with me. Like, share, and subscribe. If you are so bold, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next American Truck Sim video. Take care.